Hey exobiologists, I'm Sea Lord Janda, and welcome back to my Let's Play of In Other Waters. Today we are going to eventually we're going to head down to the left side of this Abyssal Plain area, but first we're going to check out a couple of the interesting secrets off to the far east and west sides of the map now that we have a working cutting torch, namely the source of the bloom, and whatever it is out to the east there. Because they were both previously blocked by objects that we had to cut through, which we should be able to do now. Right, so here we just need to sprint, basically. From previous experience, we should definitely have enough oxygen to make it down there, but there is not really time to lollygag about either. There's the cave. Oh, he's not going to let me do it yet. Oh, okay. Alright, my bad. Dr. Voss is going to make me... Oh, no thing. He's going to make me explore the last part of the Abyssal Plain before I'm allowed to discover the secrets up here, so... Abyssal Plain first, then. Fine. We're going here, then. Find the other deep underwater ROV. Right, so here's the point where it divides. In this direction, the pale floor descends rapidly away from the ridge towards a field of shadowy outcrops. And immediately a new plant. A mass of tentacles and growths, unlike anything I've seen. It's difficult to understand the anatomy of these creatures just by looking. Looks like a menagerie of creatures caught in a silken net. But it seems to be one. Another group of towers rises towards the pale light, each strata piled with silver silt. In the shadow of the towers, there is a deep silence. Options. Okay. From between the towers, a pale blue light flickers over the rocks. Oh, it's more of these things. The nets. Okay, what if I go this way? Flanked by the towers, this path leads ever deeper down the slope. Okay, I feel like there's more likely to be a random sample this way. The veils reach out towards the black basalt towers, emanating flashes of cyan light. More veils. We need to be careful. There has to be a way to find the path through. I'm sure there is. Gaps opened up between the veils, allowing passage between their gauzy bodies. This veil's in the process of splitting away from the rest of its body. Is this how veils are born, or is it an injury? Oh, this little one here? That's interesting. Even on the far side of the tangle, the veil's lights can be overwhelming, multiplying my shadow in all directions. This close to a veil, the light is unbearably intense. Its repeated patterns leaving ghosts on my retinas. I'm gonna run into one to get here, aren't I? Yep. Ow. Veils shimmer along the slope, marked with both glittering lights and the dark remains of those creatures that swayed too close. I think that just goes straight back to there, so maybe I'm missing something, but I think we can go this way. With the blinding veils behind me, I notice smaller pinpricks of light moving across the slope. There are other creatures here. Oh, a lung crest, okay. And, oh, the egg creatures. Partially transparent egg-shaped creatures which feed by filtering water. We're calling them water bulbs. A strange sphere sits inside their iridescent interior. This outcrop hides a wealth of life, from long-legged crawlers and filter feeders to blurred shapes which flit through the suit's lamps. Good grief. Look at this. Is this one of those plant duos again? Yeah, here's a bright fan. Unlike the Bloom's fans, these deep water variants are covered with a translucent sheath of mucus which protects their delicate spines. Here are the petals that grow by them. On closer inspection, these petals are solid growths, not flat, fragile objects. They sit like thin tree trunk. Oh my god. They sit like thin tree stumps in the sand, each on its own wide stalk. This huge, curved fan glows with a warm bioluminescence. Waves of amber light pass up to its considerable height. Do I have a sample of this already? I don't have one right now, but is this something we sampled before? Oh yeah, it's a fan sheath. We have some. I'll take another one for posterity. I don't know. What's this then? Ah! It's the last of the enough petal plants to actually name them. Cold fire bathers. Yeah, they do seem to only grow in the light of the fans. These wide, petal-shaped plants gather in groups and grow in the light of deep-sea fans. Their pollen fills the water around each stem. Gotcha. Occasionally, this creature stops and unfolds its tentacles in chambers to cover a broad area of water. Is it hunting? Seems like a reasonable hypothesis. From this side, this arrangement of pulsing and glowing forms nestled into the basalt is a sanctuary of life and warming light. Standing beside these clusters of egg-like forms, or water bulbs, I can feel them filtering huge volumes of seawater in pulsing gulps. They really are filter feeders, huh? Okay, let's sample this life. Question mark. 0% plant, 20% seed. It's deep pollen. Large floating particles produced by deep-sea plants. There wasn't any sample there, no? No. Away from the outcrop, the silty slope begins to descend again. And more veils, okay. A large field of veils whose pale blue light appears unpleasantly cold in comparison to the warmth of the oasis. Gotcha. A fast creature. A better look at these creatures shows they are swimming with their rear legs while using their tails to propel themselves somehow. What's this thing? Not a creature? Just a big chunk of... Oh. That's one of the moving ones. Why can't I, Oh, there we are. I've clicked on it before, though. It's using its netting system. A large tangle of veils stretches out ahead, producing a cyan light that softly flickers in the dark. Okay, we've got to try to find a way through that doesn't electrocute us to death. No wonder many Sarofis never returned. These veils are everywhere. Like on Earth, they must rely on predation to survive this deep, where little sunlight reaches. The tangled veils create a translucent, twitching maze. Who knows how temporary these gaps in the walls of veils are? We should make use of them while we can. These looped veils are carrying a wave of light that passes from one individual to another, then back again. What does this mean? There's beauty to being inside a field of veils. A song of light that makes it impossible to keep a sense of direction. Well, that sounds bad, actually. The veils here create a set of gauzy walls, closing off the ocean around. Like city lights beyond a curtain, I can see the warm pinpricks of an oasis behind this waxy veil. An avenue between the veils. Flickering shapes caught in the suit's lamps suggest other creatures make use of this safe passage too. Yeah, I've seen several of them already. Should I try to make it to that oasis? I mean, we just have to go through one veil to do it. Oh, we can maybe just circle around, though. The veils are coming together ahead. I hope this gap will remain open long enough for us to pass through. Aha! Some creature has shed or lost a segment of its tail shell here among the veils. It looks small enough to sample. Okay, we'll just eat the hit to our electricity then, because my precious. 5% animal, 0% shell. It is a tail segment, as advertised. Ow. We're gonna die trying to get samples down here, aren't we? Oh well. Aha! This veil is hung with the husks of its catches like dark clouds obscuring the starlit sky of its bioluminescence. It's a sample I don't even have to get electrocuted to get. Oh, but we already have some digested remains, I guess. Oh well. There's some more. Past the drifting sheets, another pattern of light skirts around the edges of the tangle. A mutable predator to the veils, perhaps? And here are the welcome amber lights of another oasis. This fan shimmers with waves of cold fire, bathing the surrounding oasis in warm light. And that's the last cold fire fan. Filter feeding fans that beneath a mucus sheath pulse with warm light, often surrounded by other creatures benefiting from their glow. We're calling them that because of their mesmerizing flame-like pulses. I assume this is just another fan sheath, which I have like 5 already. Yep. Any other points here? Oh wait. It's hard to tell if this is a colonial creature or a single individual. Whichever it is, we should keep our distance to avoid those tentacles. Here, another garden of creatures rooted into a dark basalt shelf. A welcome break from the intensity of the veil field. Just deep pollen. The veils seem to sit away from these basalt shelves, preparing to seed themselves in the silty dark between rocks. This side of the outcrop, where the warm light of the fan does not reach, is absent of life. At the edge of the outcrop, in the light sand slope, a shallow burrow leads down. Eggs glint within. We can sample them here. Yes, give me eggs. Love robbing the nests of random animals. 15% animal. 10% egg. A string of beaded orange eggs. At the northernmost tip of this outcrop. Another fast creature. These creatures seem to follow the same routes back and forth through the veils. Why do they limit themselves to these pathways? Maybe not to get electrocuted? At the northernmost tip of this outcrop, a dark pillar rises up, its stacked layers edged with pale silt. These pale pulsing creatures have noticeable growths budding off from their central form. We can sample them here. Gotcha. I think this is the fast creature. Small, dark creature with a large, translucent tail shell that allows it to rapidly move through the water, navigating the veil tangles safely. And we're calling them Abyssal sail shells because of their tails. So then, yeah, here we have growths budding off from the central form of these ovals. Question mark, 20% animal, 5% tissue. And what we have is an ovoid bud. The bud of an egg-shaped creature found in the deep. Tiny creatures crawl silently along the layers of dark rock, leaving behind small, strange marks in the shallow silt piles. That's it for here. Away from the outcrops, the veils claim what territory they can. This field is the largest I've seen, wandering away into the deep. We can't go that way, but I feel like there's stuff to check out west. As the basalt shelf sinks back into the silt, the ocean floor falls away into a huge field of glittering veils. Was there not a way west? I thought there was. Maybe down here. I guess not. Okay. I think hold on. Is there a way north down here? Because I actually thought this was the temporary diversion. I guess there is, in fact, no way to get further north down here, so we just have to go through there and then into the big field. Alright. Oh, did I hit another one of those, or are we just getting low on power, generally? In any case, we're low on power. So here is a big field of veils. Oh, shoot. Oh. Those complex creatures hit us with something when we get close to them. A split in the veils leads... We're gonna have a problem here. Into their ornate interior. Navigating this huge tangle will be a struggle. Oh. Okay, we're out of power now. Bye, Dr. Boss. I didn't realize, I mean, I know it warned us to stay away from them, but didn't realize the tentacle creatures were actually gonna drain our power supply. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure we've hit all the side routes, so... Great. There's a tentacle creature sitting there in our path. Oi. Clear out, buddy. There we go. Let's see. We went west to find a safe way through this before. Is there a safe way this way? No. Well, what's the worst that could happen if we just tanked it? Very atmospheric down here. When nothing's killing you. Alright, so we're back to where we were. Now let's try to get through here without getting zapped by anything. The veils are reaching in towards this point on the ocean floor, like vines seeking the sun. They sure are. I guess up to there. Or there's another one over there. From this middle point of the tangle, it's impossible to see beyond the glimmering walls to the ocean beyond. Here the walls of veils come in close, turning away from the core of the tangle at strange angles. I feel like we have to go through the core, but the veils on each side are mimicking each other, both in shape and pattern. They're pulsing lights playing a mirror game. Okay, we can get to this outcrop anyway. A large basalt pillar sits on the shelf, its dark skin textured by the lights of the nearby tangle. The glow of an amber fan and the soft shapes of its petal audience can be seen just behind the black rock. Although I assume this is just... Damn it. That one came into us, that's not my fault. Shielded from the veils by the basalt pillar, this fan hosts a small colony of petals, their spores speckled across its sheath. Okay. We're calling these net things deep orreries, with all these orbiting polyps and strings. An ornate creature that casts a net-like arrangement of tentacles and polyps to shock passing prey into submission. Yeah, well that one just basically attacked us, so... Aha! Exposed roots. The petals here have had their roots dug up by some creature. We could take a sample of them here. 30% plant, 0% root. It is the bulbous roots of deep-sea plant life from a glowing oasis. These glittering veils have formed a close perimeter around the outcrop, but seem to be keeping their distance. I wonder why they keep their distance. Is this thing gonna come and electrocute me? Why? At the tip of the shelf, fed by a soft current, these creatures pump moving water around the outcrop. Is this why the veils stay away? No, could be. Could be. Maybe. Are these weird oval things helping us out here? At the far side of the veil field, this outcrop sits silently, dappled with warm pockets of life. This gap between tangles allows passage further down the slope. Bodies of creatures that were trapped in the veils lie piled in the silt. The veils must pass them here from tangle to tangle. Oh, please don't. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Orrery. Leave me alone. The curving walls lead to another gap in the tangle, filled with light and movement. Another clearing in the field, surrounded by possible routes both through and past the flickering veils. Okay, I think we go this way. Yeah, maybe out here. The tangle's behind us now, leaving only the dark of the open ocean behind. The only concern I've got is that we might have missed something back in the tangle, but the veils thin out, the last of their light falling across the sandy slope as it descends into deeper water. I'm actually going to go back in and see if we missed anything. As tangles split away from each other, the density of the field starts to thin out. One tangle split away from another here, moving down the slope away from the field. Aha, we have a shell, right? Or is that different? We have a tail segment. I wonder if it is a shell, though. Tell you what, we know where that is if we need it. I think we might have a sample of that already, though, and I think we'll die if I go through to get it, so... The slope continues its irresistible descent towards the distant abyssal plain. Another shelf appears out of the dark, but nowhere on its surface can I see the warm glow of a fan. Unlike the other outcrops, this one is free of life. Is proximity to the veils vital for the other colonies' coexistence? That'd be weird. We are going to run out of power again. Another of Mine's ROVs scattered it just in time. Please give here in the middle of the outcrop an ROV. This one was carrying a supply catch too. We can recharge and refill our oxygen. Yes, please let me do so. Open up the terminal when you're ready. I'm so ready. Okay. Data, please. Synced. It seems like this ROV was disabled by the veils, like the other one. The other one was? It was in the middle of a ship. This can't be right. The mapping scans report a large physical anomaly just north of here. From the data, it looks like a structure. That's impossible. Maybe the veils fried the sensors? Either way, we should go check it out. I guess we should, huh? However, there was a way to go west. I want to look at that, too. Or, wait, can we not go north here? Do we have to go, is west just the way forward? No, we can go north. Okay. West, then. First. Outside the reach of the veils, the dark, cool water is a welcome change from the incoherent patterns of lights. No more veils ahead. After the last veil, the dark returns. Oh, is this another just Side route out of the Veils? Probably. Where the Veils intersect, strips of bioluminescence flower, creating bright folds in their gossamer material. You know what, there's another oasis here that we skipped. I'm gonna tank my way through to it now that we're charged. The Tangle's Veils close around the outcrop here, encasing it in a prison of glinting light. At the edge of the light from the fan, the petals are pale and twisted away, perhaps turning to another source of food. Towards the Veils? Maybe. Flickers of light silhouette a tall pillar of basalt shards, rising up into the faint blue glow above. A dying veil, twisted back on itself. This veil's being eaten away by creatures, its defensive abilities neutered. We could sample some tissue here. But is it being eaten by an orrery? No, it's just a lung crest. Okay. Oh, well, hold on. We have a couple of duplicates. Let me dump the deep pollen. 15% animal. This is an almost transparent panel taken from a dying veil. A sail shell just showed up. Okay. Among the elegant shapes of the petals, small, stilt-legged creatures stride, cleaning particles from their pitted surfaces. There's lung crests. I've seen tons of lung crests. More pollen, and the glowing fan itself, surrounded by its audience of light-bathing petals. The fan's sheath shimmers with amber light like a bonfire. Again, I'm fairly certain this is just going to be a fan sheath. Yes, we have many. Another refuge in these dark waters, glowing with life. This is apparently just an alternate way through the veil thing, yeah. Though the veils are encroaching on its position, the outcrop silently holds out against their cold chemical light. Okay. North, then I think we probably have everything. But there could be something hidden in that tangle still that we'll have to go back for, but hopefully not. Ow. Okay, north it is. Past the shelf, there's only the dark of the descending slope. Although notice our depth never actually changes, but look at that. That's an obviously man-made structure, isn't it? Or at least life-made. There's nothing here but the silt flickering in the suit's headlamps. Not natural? Artificial? Sure. Some strangely geometric rocks sit in the dark. What are these formations? I'm gonna go with not rocks because it's a perfect square. A huge, flat structure bedded into the seafloor. Could Mene have built this? Maybe. We've seen her build some things before, but this is certainly different. What are we looking at here? It appears to be some kind of shaft cut into the bedrock. I can't see the bottom. Who made this? It looks like it's been here far longer than anything else. A yawning black shaft that descends into the seafloor. An anomaly that must be solved. Oh, sure. Who doesn't love descending into gigantic, unaccountable black shafts in the seafloor?